If there's one key trait that's going to set you apart from every other athlete that you're playing against, it's your mental strength. Think about it. The one trait that some of the best athletes in the world have in common is they're mentally strong or they're resilient. Serena Williams, LeBron James, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Lindsey Vonn, they all have that ability to adapt even when the going gets tough. They have that ability to stay focused on the task at hand, to stay calm no matter what's going on around them. And if you want to go from being an average athlete to one of the best in your league or being one of the best at your craft, then you as well need to build this resilience or this mental strength. In today's video, I'm going to give you the 5 things that we do with our pro athletes to build their mental strength. Hey, it's Matt Calderoni, co-founder of Molliteum, where we help athletes discover and reach their true potential by building their resilience or their mental strength. And to this date, we've helped just over 5,300 athletes ranging from the youth to professional level in leagues like the NFL, NBA, MLS, MLB, NHL, and so many more. And the reason that we started this YouTube channel is because I used to be a professional soccer player. I didn't really have these skills, and I want to make sure that you don't fall the way that I did. Now, if there's one thing that we see here at Molliteum as being that extra gear in sport, it's the mentality of the athlete, or more specifically, their ability to be mentally strong, or what we call here resilience. Now, resilience is having the ability to adapt from extreme situations or adversity and get right back to normal, having that calm presence, that focused presence, and getting focused on the task at hand again. Think about it. You see this all the time, right? The best athletes in the world are the ones that are able to stay locked in even when everything around them is chaotic. And maybe this is something that's been said to you before, where it's like, hey, you know what? You need to be a little bit more emotionally controlled, or you need to be able to deal with pressure better. Regardless of what it is, it's that mental strength or that resilience to adapt so that you can stay locked in no matter what. And I'm telling you, from the athletes that we work with, I've seen some of the best, the most talented athletes not make it to that next level simply because they didn't have the mental strength to get there. Think about it. As you keep progressing, as you keep going to higher levels, this is an absolute must. This is an absolute game changer simply because of the fact that the competition around you is getting better. Think every time you graduate to that next level, maybe you start as a youth athlete that's just playing recreationally, then you go to rep, then you go to the NCAA, then you go pro. Every time you jump to that next level, you have a better pool of athletes around you, a higher bar that's now raised where you need to be able to mentally adapt, or you're going to get left behind. Because the truth about success is this. Like you can see here, there's 5 steps to it. Number 1, you've got to decide what you want. Number 2, you've got to commit to it. Number 3, you've got to take action. And number 4, right before you become successful, you have to adapt. And you keep adapting until you get what you want, and then you succeed. I think this is one of the most overlooked parts of sports, because so many times we like to glorify, hey, you know what? Tom Brady is one of the best athletes ever, but if you look at his story and you study that man, he got drafted 199th going into the NFL, which means that he decided what he wanted, he committed to it, he took action, and then he just kept adapting until he succeeded in what he was looking to do. Because where the athletes that fail often lie upon is they decide what they want, they commit to it, they take action, but like you can see here, they don't adapt. And because they don't adapt, they never reach success. And the reason that I'm saying this is because if you want to get to that next level, you have to build the mental strength to be able to adapt. If you don't have that mental strength, if you don't have that resilience, you'll never have that mindset to get there. And the world's best athletes are constantly working on this confidence and certainty. For example, we're going to paraphrase this, but Steph Curry said in an interview, he goes, I'm not somebody who's just always going out there and trying to win all the time and whatever. He goes, yes, it's a byproduct, but I'm a master craftsman at shooting a 3-ball and playmaking. I'm focused on that. I'm trying to get better at it every single day. I'm mastering my craft. That's the point of this. The best athletes in the world, those who are mentally tough, those who are strong, those who are able to be resilient and adapt, they know they have the skills because they're constantly working on them. So here are the 5 research-backed ways that we build resilience with our athletes from the youth to pro level so that they can be mentally strong. For example, going back to that same NBA player, when he originally came to us, his biggest challenge was shooting 3 balls with somebody in his face. So what did he do? We broke it down into the 2 skills, shooting 3 balls and shooting 3 balls under pressure. Those are 2 skills you can master. So what we did, we subbed it into the visualizing, had him practice it each day, and had him watching film on it each day. He started shooting better from the floor. I think he went up to like 50% from the floor, which is a great stat in basketball. Point is this though, you need to be working on your confidence every day. You need to be working on your certainty every day. It is like a muscle. You need to put these 3 things into play. Visualize a skill daily, practice a skill daily, watch film on it daily. You'll be good to go, I promise you. Number 1, we always make sure that our athletes have a clearly defined vision of where they want to go and who they want to become. We say this all the time here at Molliteum. You have to know what you're fighting for if you're going to adapt. Think about it. If you're adapting, that means you know where you want to go. So many times we deal with athletes who don't know what the big picture is. They're just kind of living for tomorrow. And if if you're just living for tomorrow, you'll never be able to zoom out when the going gets tough. Now, in a study done by Saul Levine, they found that more resilient individuals are seemingly more purposeful and committed. Here's what that means. When you are committed, like I said in that success circle, you know where you want to go. This means that you need to have a vision. This means that it can't just be, I want to win the game. That's great, but what's the bigger picture? Where do you want to go? What's really going to push you through the tough times? Think about it. You've had those times where the going gets tough. It's hard for you to keep going. It's hard. You don't know what you want. It's like everybody's against you. The thing that keeps people going, though, is that bigger picture, that vision, the promise of the future, what it is they're working towards to get to that next level. And that's why whenever we start working with an athlete one-on-one, we start with a tool called their success identity. Now, your success identity, to keep it very simple, it's your vision of the person you want to become, the thing you want to build within the next 3+ years. Now, the simplest way that we do this with our athletes, doesn't matter what age they are, we always ask them, hey, let's pretend that you're done your career. Let's pretend that this is all over one day. What do you want to say you've accomplished? What's the biggest picture? What do you really want to say that you've done in this sport? It could be as simple as I want to be able to be an NCAA athlete and I want to get accolades and I want to be a captain, I want to be a leader. That's a great one. It could also be, I want to be able to have gotten to the pro level. Matt, I want to be able to say that I've gotten to that next level where I'm able to do this, and I've meant this to an organization and that, and da-da-da, and that's what we're looking for here. I'll never forget this. When I went pro as a soccer player, the thing that kept me going through the tough times, I always wanted my family to be able to wear my last name on a jersey. Not just one that they got for fun, but something that they actually had for my team. Now, I had that from lower level clubs that I was able to play at, but I will say this, I never had one at the top level. So, you need to start thinking what that big picture vision is. What are you fighting for? What's the future? Because when the going gets tough and everybody's freaking out about the day-to-day, you're able to zoom out and say, hey, you know what? It's one day. It's just one day. I'm actually focused on working towards this. And that's what we need you doing here. So before you get started on anything, have that big picture commitment. Write it down. Take the time right now. Really think about it. Go into the future. Pretend your career is done. Write backwards. Get nice and motivated, and that's going to keep you going through the tough times. Number 2, you need to have a clearly defined purpose or a why. See, this is a big one with influencers across all different kinds of platforms, but they always say, find your why. Now, there is some truth to this. Going back to the study that Saul Levine found, like it said there, people who are committed and purposeful, right? So why purposeful? Because when you have purpose, it means that there's something there that means something to you. And as human beings, we do everything that we do to change the way we feel. And that's why before we start any journey with any athlete that we have, we always get clear on why it is that they want that. What's the meaning behind it? For example, we have an NBA player that we work with, and he goes, Matt, the thing that's going to be pushing me continuously, I want to be the guy who's able to be the savior of his family. And it's like, that's great, but let me ask you something. What will that make you feel when you accomplish it? He goes, Matt, I'm going to finally have that relief, that feeling like I did it, and that's what I want. I said, that's what we're going to chase. So when the going gets tough, this individual, this NBA player, he's not just focused on, you know what, I'm just trying to get the result. It's, I want to feel that feeling of relief. I'm going to do anything because this means something to me. I'm going to do anything to make sure I get that feeling. And that's the kind of why we need, not just I want money. Take it deeper. Why do you want it? What is it? Are you going to be able to help people? Tell me about that. Are you going to be able to make sure that, you know, you're never going to have to worry about something again? Tell me about that. Are you going to finally feel accomplished? Take it deeper. Define that why, write it down, and when the going gets tough, you come back to that vision and you also come back to that why. Number 3, we're constantly working on certainty and confidence with our athletes. Now, the reason that this is important is because of this. So many times athletes go into situations and they're motivated and they have a vision, and that's great, but you can't adapt unless you truly trust yourself. Right? Think about that for a second. If you're going into a situation where you know you have the skills to do well, you're going to do well. But if you're going into a situation where you're questioning yourself, doesn't matter how motivated you are, you're not going to figure it out. Because here's the truth. The one thing that I've seen that holds most athletes back whenever they start working with us and before we get into it, it's fear. And fear is something that will absolutely kill your dreams, and it will absolutely kill your potential. So, we need to make sure you're not doing that. Now, there's a 5-step process that we follow that I'm going to lay out for you here, and you can check out the videos after to go through all of this. So like you can see here on the screen, step number 1, we identify a situation that the athlete wants to be more confident or certain in, something that they're currently questioning themselves in. Number 2, we then break it down into 1 to 2 skills that they can actually work on. Quick side note, here's the thing. If you're just focused on the situation and you're trying to work on that situation, it's really not going to get you there. Skills are the fundamentals behind being better in a situation, meaning that if you're trying to score a goal, you're not just focused on scoring a goal. That means you need to be good at two things: getting in the right positions and shooting the ball or the puck or whatever it might be. You have to work on those. You can't just say, I'm going to score. How are you going to work on it? What skills are you going to master? So let's go back to that list. Number 3, you need to visualize it daily. Number 4, you need to practice it daily. And number 5, you need to watch film on it daily. Now, like I said, if you want a step-by-step on this, I'm not going to go super in-depth right now. We've done multiple videos on it. We'll have them linked here. Just click on one, check it out. There's free downloadable audios there that you can use, visualization tracks that we use with our pro athletes. There's worksheets that will help you get clear on this so you can be more confident and certain within yourself. Number 4, we have our athletes take everything just one task at a time. I can't be more clear about this, and I can't scream this any louder than I already have, but focus means taking the one task in front of you, concentrating on it, then moving on. What so many athletes do is this. They say, you know what, I'm going to do 25 different things. I'm going to try and focus 25 different ways, and I'm not just going to hone in my focus on that one thing. The problem is this. You're like a light bulb. The same 100-watt light bulb that emits light into the environment is also the same 100 watts that when focused in on a laser, it can cut through metal, right? It can cut through steel. You need to understand your focus is like that. So here's what you're going to do with this. The athletes we work with, when we're building their mental strength, we actually have them say, what one thing do you need to do right now in this one task? So when they're going through it in a game, if you're a hockey player, we have hockey players saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on this one thing every shift. I'm going to reset on the bench and go forwards. If you're a soccer player, I'm going to focus on this one thing offensively, this one thing defensively, and that's it. If you're a football player, depending on what position I'm going to focus on this one thing or this one thing. Point is, we pick one thing, at the very most two if you have a defensive responsibility. The reason we do this is because if your focus is in 20 different directions, you're going to worry about everything. And let's talk about winning for a second. Winning is a byproduct. I can't be more clear about this. So many times I have athletes come to us and say, I need to focus on the win. It's like, no, you need to focus on the things that get you the win. That the things that get you the win are always going to be the actions to get you there. So what you need to do is you need to look at that skill that you're mastering, and you got to ask yourself, what's the one or maybe two things I need to do if I'm going to be able to focus on that skill? So our NBA player, when he was shooting the 3-ball, he goes, Matt, there's two things. One, my eyes need to be focused in on the back rim. And number 2, I need to make sure I'm landing balanced. Those two things allow me to shoot a better 3-ball. When we were working with a forward in the NHL, he goes, to score, I need to make sure I get to the red dots in the O zone, and I need to make sure I'm shooting to score and picking a corner. Those two things. Get to the red dots, pick a corner. Get to the red dots, pick a corner. So every shift, that's all he was doing. Where everybody else is worried about wins, we're worried on our job. And that's what you need to start doing if you're going to be mentally tough. Otherwise, you're going to worry about so many different things. It's not going to help you, and your focus is going to get thrown off. And the fifth and final one, number 5, during times of adversity, you need to take the time to slow down. Here's the thing. When you're going through an adverse situation, your state is often in one that's panicked, meaning that the mindset you're in, you start panicking when the going gets tough, right? Think about it. When you're emotional or you're all over the place emotionally, you're panicking. You're not calm and able to focus on what you need to do and concentrate. So you need to realize this means that you're in a current mental state that we just need to break. So let me give you an example on this. If I were to ask you right now to think about something, focus on something right now for the next 10 seconds that makes you sad, you can instantaneously become sad because you're focused on that. If I were to say, hey, you know what, focus on something that the last time you had a really good performance, something that made you really happy and excited, and you took the time and really focused on that for the next 10 seconds, you're going to get into a better state mentally, right? Here's what happens though when you go through times of adversity or times of challenge. You freak out, and we can't have that. So you need to break this state, and there's 3 ways that we do it, like you can see here on the screen. Number 1, you need to do something physical. Number 2, you need to do something to shift your focus. And number 3, you need to speak in some way to yourself to re-engage yourself. So let me give you an example of this. The reason we have you do something physical is because the way that you move has everything to do with your mental state. Think about this for a second. If you're thinking of somebody who's panicking, how would you describe their breathing? Is it slow and controlled, or is it rapid and all over the place? It's rapid and all over the place, right? Think of the body language of somebody. If somebody whose body language is sad, they're going to be hunched over and slouched over, versus somebody who's nice and powerful, they're going to be sitting up. Your body language, the way you're breathing, all of that has something to do with your mental state. And what we want to do is interrupt that state so you calm yourself down. So this could be something as simple as standing right up. We have some athletes, when they're on the bench and they're freaking out, they just stand up and they change it. For others, it might be the deep breath, right? Okay. What that is though, it's a state changer. That's all that is. So many times I see athletes saying, well, the water bottle washes it off. That's not what it is. Don't buy into that crap, okay? It's not that the breathing is the one thing that controls everything. It breaks your state. The second part to that, if you really want that to work, is you need to take control of your focus. You need to refocus yourself. So All you're going to do is you're going to look at the situation. Once you do your movement, so let's say it's breathing, and I'll give you an example, but let's say you do your breathing, the focus could be, okay, what just happened in that situation? You know what? I overplayed it there. Next one I go out there for, I need to be more patient. Great. The last thing you need to do, speak something to yourself to re-engage yourself, right? So it could be as simple as the thing you just came up with. Okay, patience, done. Right, so let's pretend I'm a hockey player and I'm going through this and something happens and I'm freaking out and adversity is going on all around me. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's pretend I take a deep breath. I say to myself, okay, in that situation, I jumped too quickly. I was too aggressive. Be more patient. I'm going to say, great. That's my refocus now. Got to be more patient. And then the third thing I'm going to say to myself is, okay, patience, done. And I'm going to go on the ice and be patient. Now, if you did this right, you have your focuses from before, like I told you, you can go back to one of those focuses. That's what we do with all of our pro players. It's like, hey, slow down, breathe. Okay, in that situation, I wasn't using my speed. Boom, the re-engagement, use my speed. Done, and you go. It's that simple. You just need to take the time to take control over your thinking. And there you have it. These are the 5 things that we do to help our athletes become more mentally tough or resilient so they can adapt in some of the most extreme situations. Now, if you got value from this video, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share this video. It helps us grow the channel. It helps us boost ourselves in the algorithm and of course, bring you more free content. Now, if you are an athlete who does want to work with us in some capacity, you can apply down below to work with us in a one-on-one coaching program. It is on application basis only, meaning that we only take on 2 athletes per week. If you do want to apply for that, just click the link down below. If you want to work on something on your own, we have the Molliteum Pocket Coach. There's great solutions there as well. We've had so many athletes in the last couple months give us such great feedback on it and talk about how great their results are. You can work on a program yourself. It's down below, 365 days worth of training your resilience in this mental strength. Click the link, the Molliteum Pocket Coach. And if you're like, Matt, I just want to do my own thing, totally fine. The Molliteum Insider's down below as well. It's a newsletter. It hits your inbox once a week, and it gives you different kinds of mental tips that are different in these videos to build your mental strength so you can be more resilient. So if you want 2024 to be your year this year as an athlete, build that mental strength, separate yourself, and stay resilient. We'll see you in the next one. Now, if you like this video, simply click on one of these ones. We have more mental training for free, and of course, you can build your resilience.